Hi, it's Harmon Dash from Make It Fair, here to report on the revelations from yesterday's New York Times interview with President Donald Trump, where he says he never would have hired Jeff Sessions to be his attorney general had he known that Sessions was going to recuse himself from all things in the Russia investigation. Today, Jeff Sessions says even after being thrown under the bus, he has no intention of leaving his position. And we're here with our executive producer, Stuart Phillips, to ask the question, why? So why?
Well, it's very interesting. We thought that Jeff Sessions didn't have any morals, and then we found out that he did.
He has one. Maybe two.
When it was shown to him that he was directly against the regulations of his department, and that he couldn't oversee a investigation in which he was being investigated, and that makes sense. He said, "I will recluse myself." Now, Donald Trump said, "We don't play like that in New York. What we do in New York is we yell and scream and we say, we'll sue you." But Jeff Sessions wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, did Jeff Sessions really have a choice but to recuse himself?
Yeah, not from a moral standpoint, but from a legal standpoint, I doubt that you could have sued him, or if you did sue him to recluse, it would have probably taken 6 months to a year, and then there would be 5 Republican justices on the Supreme Court at the end that would say, well, it's not right, but it's Republican, and we'll do anything Republican because that's who paid us to get here.
So, I mean, he could have kept himself
he
in
could have
position
kept
and
going for a
nothing,
long,
maybe
long
nothing, he might have gotten away with that.
Yeah, but obviously the man was an honest man, and he did what he should. And this has infuriated Mr. Trump, who's not used to dealing with honest men. Think of Mr. Trump's attorneys. Some nice man wrote him an email, and he foolishly, publicly threatened him. "I know where you are, and I'm coming after you." And he put that in an email. That shows a man who's no self-control, no morals, and and doesn't think about the rule of law. That's the kind of people that Trump was used to getting. But he can't get somebody like that to be Attorney General.
Well, so the question, though, here is, I mean, these are not normal circumstances. A lot of this is not normal operating procedure. But why would Jeff Sessions stay on the job at this point? I mean, now that he's been thrown under the bus by his boss, what does he have to gain to stay on this job?
Well, we could really ask him, but we could also make a guess that perhaps he's becoming a dedicated public servant, and he realizes that Donald Trump can never get another Attorney General. If you think about this, Donald Trump has said that he won't have an Attorney General who will follow the regulations of the Justice Department.
He's made that clear at this
He's
point.
made that clear. I don't think that even our Republican representatives, or at least most of our Republican representatives, would confirm an Attorney General who says that he won't follow the regulations.
I mean, well, how hard would it even be for him to find someone to say, "Oh, I'll put myself in that nomination process"?
It would be really difficult, wouldn't it? So I think that our present Attorney General is being a responsible citizen, and I think that that's going to be in his favor. Who knows how this is going to turn out at the end? at the end we all die, and if you are a religious person, you think that you might be judged.
There'll be judgment up
And
wherever
if
you
you're-
end up.
And if you're not a religious person, you might think that you might be judged in a court of law. But in either way, Mr. Sessions gets an attaboy for this. This is a good thing that he's done. He's willing to put up with being publicly reviled by his boss for the good of the country, and I think we ought to thank him.
Well, for once, we'll give him credit where credit is due.